On March 23, 2023, the Vancouver Police Department said they believe the bodies of 27-year-old Meshay Melendez and her 7-year-old daughter, Leah Stewart, have been found in rural Washington. According to the police, Meshay Melendez and her daughter were last seen in the early morning hours of March 12. Police said their bodies were found in rural Washington state on Wednesday, March 23rd. The Clark County Medical Examiner's Office will determine the cause of death and manner of death, police also reported. Police earlier said Kirkland Warren, Melendez's ex-boyfriend, was considered a person of interest in their disappearance. A missing woman and her daughter were found dead in rural Washington state on Wednesday, according to Newsweek reports. The Clark County Sheriff's Office said it responded to a call in which a passerby reported seeing what appeared to be two life-size mannequins just off the roadway down an embankment in thick brush in Washougal at around 9:40 a.m. The deputy who responded found two bodies, the sheriff's office responded. The bodies were believed to be Meshay Melendez and her daughter Leah Stewart, based on unique identifying genetic marks, the police also reported. Their family members have been notified, and the Clark County Medical Examiner's Office will determine the cause and manner of death. Police said Melendez and her daughter were last seen in the early hours of March 12 in the 7700 block of Vancouver Mall Drive. An officer went to Melendez's apartment on March 18th for a welfare check after her family reported not hearing from her since March 11th. A family member let the responding officer into Melendez's apartment, which was empty except for her dog. Investigators learned that Melendez, her daughter, and her ex-boyfriend Kirkland Warren had stayed at the home of an acquaintance on March 11. All three were seen leaving at 6 a.m. the following morning in a burgundy Dodge Charger. Melendez's mother located her daughter's Chrysler 200 in the 7800 block of Northeast Lewitt Loop on March 19, and Vancouver police seized it for a search warrant. That day, police executed a search warrant at Warren's residence and took him into custody. He was arrested and booked into custody on charges of tampering with the witness, violation of domestic violence order, fourth-degree domestic violence assault, drive-by shooting, and unlawful possession of a firearm. Court documents said a friend of Melendez's told police that she saw Melendez in Warren's vehicle on March 12th unresponsive and naked from the waist down. The friend said Warren came in to get Melendez's daughter, who she had been watching. Warren also has a 2018 indictment in Arkansas for the murder and abuse of a corpse, also reported by Newsweek. I'm going to insert now the news report clippings that also details more about the tragic story of what took place with Meshay Melendez and her beautiful, sweet 7-year-old daughter, Leah Stewart. So let me go now and insert the clip.
Tragic discovery today. They say two bodies found in a rural area near Washougal are believed to be those of a missing 27-year-old mother and her 7-year-old daughter.
Authorities say they were last seen back on March 12th. Fox 12 So Young Kim is live tonight in Washougal with the very latest in this case. So Young.
Nora, Pete, deputies say the two bodies were found here this morning in this rural area of Washougal, down an embankment, a devastating end to days worth of searching and holding on to hope. The family's search for their missing loved ones has now turned to grief.
The family is devastated. They've lost a daughter and a granddaughter.
The Clark County Sheriff's Office says they responded to this area near Southeast Sunset View and Wooding Road in Washougal Wednesday morning, just before 10 o'clock, for reports of someone saying they saw mannequins. When deputies arrived, they say they discovered two bodies just off this road down an embankment. Vancouver police detectives say they do believe it's missing mom and daughter, 27-year-old Meshay Melendez Melendez and 7-year-old Layla Stewart.
Layla would always make you feel good if you were crying. She can't wipe your tears now.
Investigators say Meshay and Layla were last seen on March 12th with person of interest, 28-year-old Kirkland Warren. Officials say Warren was arrested on Sunday for charges he was facing before their disappearance, which include violating protection orders involving Meshay and unlawful possession of a gun. According to court documents, Warren also has a case in Arkansas where he's being charged with murder and abuse of a corpse. An advocate who is helping the family navigate this situation says she feels not enough was done to protect them.
I'm pissed. This didn't have to happen. We fight so hard for the victims, and the judicial system needs to protect the victims who have protective orders.
CCSO says the investigation is ongoing and they're waiting on official confirmation of identities from the medical examiner's office. Live in Washougal,
Michelle Bart, which I'm believing is some sort of domestic violence advocate, is representing Melendez, and she states that Warren had been freed on bail despite shooting at Melendez recently. Michelle Bart also stated, "Our county, the system, has let the same guy out that they let out not too long ago for shooting at the same individual, and we're going to end up with another Tiffany Hill case here if we don't watch it," she told KATU News, referring to the case of a Vancouver mother murdered by her estranged and abusive husband. Bart has been contacted for comment via email, but she has yet to add any additional information. The last post on Melendez's Facebook page, as you see here in this picture here, this is the guy, this is a suspect that is accused of attacking this beautiful woman and her beautiful daughter. Look at his face. I don't know what she saw in him to allow him to get close to her. But ladies, I want to let you know that even though you're doing the right thing by contacting the police, reporting the abuse, you're taking out the protection orders, you must also find out a way of protecting yourself should this demon show up and there's no one else around, because the police only shows up after the crime has been committed. So you have to figure out a way, an escape route or a self-defense course, but you have to find a way of protecting yourselves. Do you want to live? You have to fight to live. And I'm not saying this beautiful sister didn't, but I'm just trying to give out a word of advice. I once heard from a police officer, police only respond to crime. They don't prevent them. So keep that in mind, okay? And be careful about these guys that you're allowed to get close to you. When you see these red flags, don't ignore them. They're showing you who they are. And demons are a real thing. And demons attach themselves to people. All right? Sometimes you're sleeping right next to the devil and you wouldn't even know it. Okay, ladies? But this beautiful soul and her beautiful daughter lost her life to the senseless tragedy just because of jealousy and control. These men are so jealous. They're so controlling. They don't want to let you go. They don't want you to be happy without them, yet they can't provide anything for you. You know? So ladies, let's start choosing wisely. All right? And I'm sending my sincere condolences to the family of the Melendez family and their Stewart family. May God give your family grace and the strength that you will need during this difficult time of grieving. God bless you all. Good night.